la patada. Yeah. Some new words out there you probably need to hurry up and get hip to.
Okay.
Sexting. Sexting is out there now. You familiar with that?
Explain to those that may not know what sexting is.
Sexting is when you text sexing. You know what I'm saying?
Like what?
Boy, what you got on? Ooh, I got on something. You know.
It's your favorite big booty Alexis, Texas, and I want to sext with all of you.
The reason I think that people engage in sexting is the reason that people engage in all sorts of electronic communication behind the screen.
There's an immediacy to it that's great. It's like window shopping. You can already just go like, oh, I like that, I like that. You know, it's like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and try that on.
It gets me through the day. It makes me feel good about myself.
It's a form of seduction, right?
Exactly.
It's
That's
like,
why I said setting up
thinking
the
of
night.
you, I want you right now, but you're not here. Can't wait till you get home.
Yes.
You know, it's not like we met in an airplane and now we're in the bathroom fucking. It's all about the builds.
There's a sense of safety, there's a glass screen in front of you, and you don't see the person at the other end, so what you see is a reflection of you.
It's sexy. Who doesn't like hearing or seeing something sexual about somebody that they're interested in?
The idea of lovers communicating secret little messages is as old as writing.
Sexting, first of all, can be either verbal or visual. I kind of have a different feeling about both of them. From the verbal side, sometimes I think it's good for people to be able, behind a screen, to say things that they might not be able to say to someone's face.
Most of the sexting that's going on tends to be healthy, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are doing it to keep their love lives active and to let their partners know that they're interested and aroused by them. So I think absolutely it's healthy.
Since I've just moved from Virginia to here, I don't have a connection with the person that I was dealing with at the time. So we're constantly always sending little things back and forth to each other every day.
I learned about sexting through my friends in high school. It was like, not really an adrenaline rush, I guess. I mean, maybe a little bit, but more of like an approval too. Like I send a photo and then they send back, which means that they're interested.
There's that anticipation aspect to it, the back and forth exchange, instead of having everything so instantaneous. I think it builds arousal to have that anticipation.
The idea that men are more visual and that women need to be stimulated through their mind is completely a stereotype. Of course, there are women that prefer to be stimulated more emotionally, and there are men that prefer to see a sexy picture, but there's also the opposite situation as well. It's really a per person and preference-based situation.
I'm not really dating or doing anything, so it's necessary right now, because I'd be so lonely without it.
I haven't been out on a date, a real date, since 1984. Do you have any advice that you can offer me before I put myself out there?
Sexting is out there now. You familiar with that?
I've heard of it, yes.
You've heard of it?
Yes.
You're gonna have to participate.
What's interesting is they're not finding any profile of the sexter. It's not particularly one kind of person. It seems to cut across many ages. It cuts across ethnic backgrounds. It cuts across everything. It's really an activity that I think is going to start to increase more and more as people feel more of a connection through their devices to the rest of their world.
There's something really fun and sexy bringing sexting into a relationship and teasing the person while they're not allowed to get to you if they're stuck at work or something like that, and then you waiting in an outfit, you know, when they come home. That's a really nice way to spark up a relationship.
The most appealing thing about sexting is maybe it's kind of like going to Costco and getting a sample. You know, I don't want to buy the entire hungry man meal, but if I can get a little taste of the macaroni, a little taste of the turkey, then okay, I think I like this.
We both know it's going to end up here. We're going to end up in bed doing it. Got it. What mood will we be in when we get there? Is it pursuit and capture? Are we going to be two goofy young kids? Are we going to be two sophisticated people of the world? Am I going to be a World War II spy? You're going to be an officer? In what way are we going to go to where we're going to go? When I open the door, it's like, whoa! This amazing person who showed up at my doorstep is going to take me away now. And you get to walk in and be the guy who takes her away now because all that boring, the important, yet dull stuff has been handled.
If you're a really shy person, but you want to learn how to dirty talk in bed, start doing it over text, you know, just little things like that. If you're not so confident in the bedroom and you want to be a little more confident, doing your own little personal selfie photo shoots is a great way to do that, you know?
See, this is an art. And this is a relationship that men and women have had since the beginning of mobile devices, okay?
I don't quite know when I learned about sexting or when it began. Shoot, when did cell phones start? Back when I was 14, I was on my internet all the time, and it would start with chatting, but then it would end up going to sexting. And I didn't realize it was that, but definitely I am chatting turned into some sexual stuff.
I was really naive at first, you know, taking photos. I just thought I would take a photo, I would send it to this person, and that was that. Only their eyes would see it.
I think I was 17 when I first started sexting. I wasn't completely comfortable with it just yet. Like, he would say things and it would like turn me on, but I never knew what to say back.
I was a teenager when it became a prevalent thing. It's kind of like a rite of passage with teenagers, I guess.
I have a funny feeling that someone said, send me a sexy pic, you know, and being a girl and being young and in her 20s, I'm pretty sure that I was just flattered by the attention and wanted to impress whoever was asking.
Really, I first learned about it through my children. My first time was a photo because I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to say or what would be appropriate to say until I sent the photo, and then there were words sent back to me, then I started.
I had a cheap, I think it was a Motorola sliver phone, so you know, she couldn't really see the intricate veins and the details of my penis, which is probably a good thing.
There are ways that something like sexting could be healthy. You know, phone sex has been going on a long time. Think about long distance relationships where couples might call each other and have a sexy conversation. It can be arousing, it can be bonding. So sexting can be the same thing. It's just a different form of medium. It's a different medium, it's a different way to communicate.
I'm a big fan of using sexting as a tool. It's a new, the most modern form of flirtation if it's used correctly.
Basically, I think the best way to send a sex message is to be blunt about it. The most bluntest thing that you can say, you say. Just see the reaction. I'm trying to ...
Region of the first quarter sales. Last quarter, the sales were up.
First, we started with the answering machines, which is kind of good because if you really didn't want to see somebody again, you didn't have to call them back. Then there was caller ID, And that was especially good. And you really didn't have to talk to him if you wanted to. We didn't have technology, but we had more personal interaction.
Let me give you the history before. You think sexting, just nobody did this before in the old days? I'll tell you, first of all, with the pictures. This is what you did. When you were a kid, there was no digital film. You couldn't just like, you know, take a picture of yourself, put it on the computer or something like that. It went on film, which means you had to bring it to the photo mat, you bring it to the neighborhood drugstore, and you give it to the lady behind the drugstore that you buy all the cold medicine from and all that other stuff. And you give it to them, and you just hope that they don't look at it before they give it to you. And when you go to pick up your pictures, you're all worried, and the woman's back, they go, and you know that they just saw your dick.
To fully understand the evolution of sexting, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, 30,000 BC. The earliest known examples of transmitted sexual imagery date back to cave paintings, created in Paleolithic times. 1150 AD. The preferred method was the carrier pigeon. It's not a stretch to imagine two young lovers exchanging naughty words by means of an unsuspecting fowl, although the months-long wait for a response might have doused the flames of love just a bit. 1909 AD. A clear proponent of the long-form sext, James Joyce was quite well known for his saucy correspondence with his spouse, Nora, in which he employed similar prose found in more modern sext messages. Nora, my love for you allows me to pray to the spirit of eternal beauty and tenderness mirrored in your eyes, or to fling you down under me in that soft belly of yours and fuck you up behind, like a hog riding a sow. 1948 AD. With the advent of instant film and the Polaroid camera, the sexter's cause was greatly advanced, not only by the amount of time saved, but also by the lack of smirks from photo lab workers. 1970 AD. A certain numerical sequence enjoyed prolific use with the invention of the pocket calculator, beginning in 1970, and was popular with adolescents and less than mature mathematicians. The cleverly crafted sext? 80085, aka boobs. 1990 AD. Although the technology has existed since the late 50s, it wasn't until the 80s and 90s that pagers became more widely used. And not just for emergencies. Lustful companions often use them to trade sexts of the alphanumeric persuasion. 1992 AD. 22-year-old engineer Neil Papworth is noteworthy for having sent the very first text message in history. Using his computer to transmit the message to a colleague's phone, he typed, "Merry Christmas." It's rumoured that the very next message was "naughty or nice," but this is unconfirmed. 2000 to 2002 AD. Even though MMS wouldn't be invented for another 2 years, consumer electronics manufacturer Sharp released the first cell phone with a camera, the JSH-04, in 2000. 2004 AD. An article aptly named "Textual Gratification," appearing in Globe and Mail, is believed to contain the first ever documented use of the term sext. As well, the term was officially added to the Oxford Dictionary. In September 2011, 2 Stanford University students launched the popular app Snapchat, which allows any picture to be sent to and viewed by friends, but only for a predetermined length of time before being deleted.
The mobile phone app Snapchat is proving massively popular amongst young people.
The Electronic Privacy Information Center claims Snapchat deceives users, promising to delete photos, but really leaving them available.
At this point in time, Snapchat has attracted an estimated 82 million users, with the majority of them between the ages of 13 and 25.
It's the beauty of what you call this, of disposable media. That's what these instant apps are, Snapchat, Secret, everything like that. There's protection in anonymity.
Snapchat's probably not for me, so I don't think I need to do that. I'm already Instagramming, sexting, texting, emailing, sometimes Facebooking, old school. I don't need Snapchat. Let the kids have it. It's all for them.
I receive a lot of sex through Snapchat.
Like what?
Oh, dick shots, kind of stuff like that.
That would be typical frustration, wouldn't it? You finally get the picture from the one girl and it's the perfect picture and you're like, this is awesome, and then it's gone. That's the story of my life. I was married for 11 years. I know all about that shit.
When you send a Snapchat, you can only open it once for as many seconds. Like I can take a picture and choose how long people can view it for. Like I can do it for 1 second or like 10 seconds, and then they can never ever see it again.
First, Mike, have you ever sexted on Snapchat?
I'm afraid I can't answer that question.
Snapchat, what do I think about Snapchat? Now that's the thing where your dick erases. Isn't that the thing, like where you put your dick on and then it just vanishes? Hey, you can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's the way I feel about it. You know, look, awfully convenient for you to just, you know, there are consequences to everything.
You know, just think, if Anthony Weiner had used Snapchat instead of Twitter, we might be calling him Mayor Weiner.
Might have. You might have.
That's it?
I don't do it too much through text messages, like actual pictures, because then they like have it there forever and they can show whoever the hell they want.
Snapchat is my best friend, you know, 10 seconds or lower, you know. I kind of give them a glimpse, 3 seconds, and they be like, oh, send me more. And I'm like, well, you got to send me some.
Snapchat is definitely one of the more intense ones because it's gone, so I guess people feel more comfortable and are willing to do more things.
Whenever I get a Snapchat picture, I don't screenshot it because you can, but then the girl can see that you screenshotted it, so therefore if she sees that, then she won't send you another one again.
See, I need these things. And sometimes when you can't find your glasses, you know what I mean? It's no good. I got a great picture. Now you're telling me they're gonna disappear in 5 seconds. It takes me 20 seconds to get my glasses.
Use the app for what it's intended for, okay? Pictures of sunsets and sexting. But a selfie on Snapchat, like, that ish disappears, okay? So, like, I really don't get why you're sending it, so that I can be like, yo, remember that one time you looked good for 7 seconds?
I actually haven't Tinder for a while. I don't use Snapchat, but most like it's Tinder. It's usually Tinder that we usually go through. I always get my numbers from Tinder, and then all of a sudden I start sexting from there. And sometimes it'll be a fail, sometimes it'll be a positive, and we'll see what happens.
A new app called Tinder is quickly gaining traction. For those of you who are a little shy and need some help breaking the ice, this app just might be for you.
Is Tinder a dating app? Okay. Is that what we're gonna pretend? Tinder's a dating app? All right. I like the idea of just like hot not, you know? I think random, like, hey, you're 5 miles away from me, let's meet up and fuck thing is kind of crazy.
I'm on Tinder right now, like while I was waiting. I shouldn't say that. What do I think about Tinder? I think Tinder's great. It's awful. Tinder has taught me that I'm hideous. Yeah, so I'm on Tinder. I've gone on a couple Tinder dates and they've been fine and gone nowhere. How are things with you?
The application itself is not dangerous. It's how people exercise their behaviors with the app. If somebody uses Tinder and meets somebody right away from the Tinder app, they meet at a bar and they have unprotected sex. Is Tinder dangerous? No. Is their behavior dangerous to themselves? Yes. There are people that get relationships off of Tinder, but it's an immediate gratification application, an application that caters to people that want to meet up right away. What does that tell you about our culture?
Okay, so you like this girl.
Yeah.
You want her. She wants you back. So you're gonna text her what?
I want to shove 9 inches of lip dick in your ass. Your giant tits make me rock hard.
How about you make me think dirty thoughts? The dirty thought, I want to fuck your tits, is still in there.
Okay.
But she can, what kinds of dirty thoughts?
She says, you're making me hot too.
See? Think dirty things and text naughty things.
All right,
Yes.
okay, well, let's wait.
The waiting part's the hardest, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, it's so hard. I mean, you know,
I know,
yeah,
I know.
God,
Yeah,
it's hard.
yeah, it's hard,
God,
it's
I really...
Give her 20% and make her do 80.
Okay.
So you give her the thought, and then it gets her involved as opposed to just being the canvas. It's a
give and take. So
yes.
Okay, all right. Keep that shit to myself.
She clearly is interested in you having dirty thoughts about
Okay,
you.
okay.
So now you just want to keep your tits or your ass here.
I want to paint your vagina like the Texas tunnel. She said, are we gonna have dinner and dessert, ...
Oh.
Shit! I sent it.
You did not.
I sent it.
You did not send her dick pic?
No! I'll be wearing a carnation.
And you'll be wearing a smile.
And you'll be wearing a smile.
Yes!
She says, yes, I will be wearing a smile, and so will you.
Thank you.
Now I'm sending the dick pic.
You have to use proper punctuation, capitalize your first letter, in a sense, use a period. Maybe it's an age thing, but I want complete grammar in my sexting. That lets me know that the person who's sexting me has a complete mind.
Less is more. That's what I say. People always try to go on and keep going for it. And then also, when I say something clever and sexy, when you use it back to me, I'm like, I just fed you material. That irritates the shit out of me. Come up with your own stuff, keep it tight and simple, and always throw in a compliment.
Words are good. Words are powerful. You don't need a picture. Words are good. If you're a creative writer, you can definitely make someone, get into it.
I find sexting to be a very powerful foreplay tool. Very powerful, almost too much. Almost to the point where it's like, this is so good, the actual act can't hold water, which is why I don't really even do it as much anymore, because it's like, this reality is disappointing, you know what I mean?
Sexting is like foreplay. It's foreplay with your words. It's the best way that you could verbally turn someone on without physically being there. I would say if you're new to sexting, don't go really crazy, you're gonna choke her, slap her, spit on her, all those things, because you might scare someone away. I would lightly tread first and then work your way into those really dirty messages. I think girls are a little hesitant to be forward about sexting and stuff. They don't want to be seen as a slut or too forward. So if you make her feel comfortable and give her the go-ahead and tell her, I think it's really sexy when you sent me back that little flirty text, she'll feel more inclined to keep going with it.
Well, I don't send nude. I don't send my vajayjay. I use my assets to that's mainly me. I'll just send you an ass shot, oh, look at these new jeans, or look at these new panties, and flirt like that. More just my ass, or me just being cute and freaky, recording something. But, the guy, yeah, you can send me whatever. Oh, yeah, I want to see it all.
Yeah, there's a certain method before I go straight into the dick pics and filthy erotic stories. You gotta, kind of test the ground first. You start complimenting her a little bit. Start with the mind, work your way out to the physical, and then hopefully she gives you something in return. Oh, I think you're cute. I think you got a nice little figure. Oh yeah, I think you're kind of hot too. And that's kind of like that's a green light.
I'm a pretty dominant, aggressive person, so I'm initially going to ask you, what do you want to do to me, or what have you thought about doing to me? And if you don't give me a good enough answer to come off with, then I'm going to stop the sexting from there.
I have no idea how to maintain a relationship without texting, especially sexting. It's got pacing to it. You have to keep up the pace. You have to be creative. You can't use the same words over and over again. You have to, you can't stop in the middle, ladies.
I might do a boobie, or maybe, a butt shot or something like that real quick. And if he's asking for more, then I'll go do some other avenues and do some other things, yeah. Different angles.
I have it's not really even the sexting thing, it's just a language right now. It's you gonna be up for a while? Yeah, you wanna come through? And that's now we know what's happening. And it's just, very understood. It's very grown, so to speak. But I reserve my sexting for the people that I'm boning.
I like butt. I like men's butt. So they'll send me nice, and nice little picture of the frame. Yeah, I like that. So to me, that's really sexy. It gives me a turn on. I like that.
Is there something about sexting that annoys me? Yes, it doesn't happen enough in my life. Other than that girl who sends me pictures of her boobs. Those are really good boobs, though.
She likes to send me pictures of herself naked with the cat, and she's got this really hot picture she sent me where she's arched up and her cat's just lying in the middle of her, and she's like, "Where are you?" My kitty misses you. It's normally, she'll send a picture of, her tits. I'll send back, one of my pussy. It's really hot. I keep them. I masturbate to them.
Very few people know how to sext. That's just the fact of it. People who don't know how to talk dirty also don't know how to sext.
I'm gonna turn this TV off and turn on your vagina vision.
I used to try to get guys that I would date to talk dirty, and you'd be surprised at how, if that's not something that comes to you naturally, it's a flop every time.
Don't get me wrong, some people have the talent to do it right, and some people don't, because there's been moments where I'm reading through a text and I'm like, okay, yeah, and then it's like, wait, what?
Do you like tapes and CDs?
Yeah.
Good, I'm gonna tape my dick to your forehead so that you can see these nuts.
Okay, that really threw me for a loop, like that really threw me off. And then you've got other people that like, it's like reading 50 Shades of Grey. It's just like a crazy fuck sex romance novel and you're like, oh my God.
There's some buzzwords, not in a good way, that I can't handle. Like suckle. You want to suckle my breast? Nope, you're not my child. That's not gonna, I can't. I want to watch you pleasure yourself while I suckle on your breasts. That's the worst sext ever in existence.
There's a time and a place to understand somebody could be doing something. I'll give you an example. A couple weeks ago, I was flying home from a gig. I'm in first class, sitting next to an older dude I've never met before. And of course, as soon as we land, I'm turning on my phone and he's looking at my phone, which I think is rude, but whatever, I don't say anything to people. I never look at anybody else's phone. And of course, it was one of those moments where one of my dudes thought it would be a great idea to send me a big picture of his big black cock. So I opened the picture and I leave it open because I know this old guy is looking at my phone. He's now horrified. Look, he'd be like, oh my God. That was not the time or the place because that guy knew I was traveling that day and I really didn't need to see a cock shot. Just had a 4-hour layover. Our other flight was delayed. It was brutal. So you have to know time and place. That's something engaging how you got to this point where you feel it's necessary right now to send that cock shot.
There's absolutely nowhere I wouldn't sext, I'm gonna be honest. Because the more inappropriate the location, the better, you know? Like if I'm on a thing with someone, like if we're having a sex thing, like put me in church. Oh, okay, giving birth. If I'm giving birth and the head of my child is crowning out of my pussy, that I probably wouldn't sext then.
I will say that the most mundane moments in life are the best time to sext. You can make any monotonous job fun just by sneaking a couple texts from your phone.
My favorite time and place to sext is probably while at home by myself.
My favorite time to sex typically is late afternoon into evening when I'm drunk. Yeah.
So here's what I say. You never go to the grocery store hungry. Never text horny.
I sext any time of the day. In the morning, in the afternoon, while I'm in the shower. It's cool too, because my phone case is waterproof. So I can just take my phone in the shower and like send like snaps in the shower to whoever. It's funny. And I get a lot back, like immediately right back. I'll get snaps, like whatever.
I don't like designate a time or a dojo to sext in. I just kind of sext whenever I want to.
Well, really, it's kind of on his lead. He'll hit me up or, I'll talk to him on the phone. He'd be like, baby, send me a little something later on while I'm at work so I can look at it on my break or whatever. So he'll usually start it out and then it'll get me through the day and then I'll start sending just random stuff just for fun to see what his reaction is gonna be and just do it randomly pretty much.
Maybe in like...
I have no limits. I don't care where I'm at, really.
I don't know. I probably would in a lot of places.
I mean, only place probably church, because I try not to look at my phone.
I mean, I suppose if you go to church, you shouldn't sext in church, but I'm not really a regular attender, so that doesn't work for me.
But if I'm there and home, oh yeah, it's going down.
I think you shouldn't, maybe when someone's on stage and you're supposed to be supporting someone or something like that, maybe?
I don't want to talk no more. Once you say that right, and I get that little feeling in my body and it goes up and it's she tingling, oh, it's time to go down.
But other than that, I feel like, yeah, you can probably get it in. It depends how fast you are.
I have gotten surprise dick pics, yeah, I have. It's shocking in the worst ways. I want to see your dick for sure, but sometimes the poses, one, or the places, two, are the most horrendous things, or sometimes the way that your dick just looks in the picture.
I think it would be funny to send my flaccid wiener. Could I do that just to everyone? I would do that to everyone.
Dick pics are like the modern day flashing. So usually flashers are like turned on because they know that they've got something, you know, between their legs that they're like, there's nothing up here, there's nothing here, there's nothing in my wallet. So let me show you what, you know, what God gave me.
If you leave, I'll send everyone your nude photos you've sent me.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh look, you as a sexy Ash Ketchum. What would your mother think if she saw your Pokeballs?
Damn it, Claire, that was our little secret.
I'm in a phase right now where I have been masturbating to dick pics, but like huge ones. Like 8.5, 9 inches and like thick. Like that. And like that.
You know what? I would take a picture of like off the internet and send that instead of my thing and just let them be disappointed when it's too late and they can't do anything about it.
I don't need to picture your cock. It's not all that. When I see it in person, that's awesome. But I also don't send any graphic photos of myself because I know what guys do with them. They just show them to their friends. And you can get enough photos of me online. I just say, be like everybody else. Google me.
I don't think that pussy shots or dick pics are necessarily sexy. You know, genitals are the weirdest looking things that I've ever seen.
Probably 80% of women are like, don't send me a picture of your dick. And then there's the size queens who are like, yeah, send me a picture, you know?
Men are out there texting women photos of their penis all the time. You want to see something amazing? Watch this. Clap if you're a woman in the audience. Okay, now clap if a dude has sent you a dick photo before. Was there even any difference in the applause?
Now, dick pics are a whole other thing. As a woman who's had a lot of sex, I can look at dick and go, oh my gosh, I would do this position, that position, or this would be perfect for that. So I can tell I can tell from looking at an erection how I'm gonna like having it inside of me.
I had a dude one time get a nut, and show me before it even busted. He was talking to me, it's coming, Kim, it's coming. And I swear to God, and through the whole thing, pop, pop, pop. I had 3 or 4 pictures of an exploding penis, yeah. So that was kind of surprising because I didn't think you could hold a phone at the same time while you jacking off. I didn't think you could do it, but it can be done.
So here are my tips as to how to take a good dick picture. First one being, make sure you have good lighting. Is make sure you look presentable down there. You know, not all guys like to shave. If you gotta just trim it up a little bit. 3 is it's all about the angles, just like on MySpace, you know? I like to get it from like down here at the base, you know what I'm saying? So even if you're not big, it just looks triumphant and powerful.
You never know when you're gonna get a picture. And I'm not really big on the pictures, to be honest. Like, if we're, you know, you wanna ask me for a picture, I'll send it, and I'd like the same courtesy back, which means that if I'd like a picture, I'll ask.
Why are you sending me all these dick pics? Like, I have this guy, I do not know who this person is, and they send me these pictures, and this guy has this dick, it's this big, not exaggerating.
Whenever it starts to get into that realm, I always get scared, like, when's it coming? When's the dick pic coming, you know? And, you know, to be honest, they're never good.
He drew a spider web on the head of his cock, and he's like, look at this funny little dick. Isn't this hilarious? Isn't this blah, blah, blah? And I open it and it's this dude's dick. And I'm like, oh my God.
For the most part, it's an unflattering picture of something that I typically enjoy.
I'm as self-conscious as any other guy out there. I want to have a little bit of assurance that she likes what she sees before she sees it in person.
I would just send dick pictures I would just send them up a storm. It's just like this. That's the thing to do. Is like it's either a body picture or a dick pic. It's gonna be one of the two.
The Captain Morgan pictures. So that was my favorite stance, the Captain Morgan.
I don't know. Now that I think about it, though, it's kind of shitty. Yeah. Because all my junk is just out there.
When you send your junk through Gmail, for example, the NSA caught a copy of that. The good news is there's no program named the dick pic program.
The worst is when they like take dick pics on the toilet. Do not take dick pics on the toilet. Like I think like, what are you doing that you have to do that?
Men who are not gay are socialized to only think about their dick as a source of pleasure, giving or receiving. A guy sends a picture of his dick going, me happy share fun you? Me toy fun share? And a woman goes, ee, what? You know, men want in.
Hi, my name is Janet, and everybody's talking about dick pics. I've never received a dick pic, so my friends put together this slideshow of 89 dick pics, and we're going to take a look at them, and I'm going to see what this is all about. So here we go. This does not look like a person, I don't think. And this is, okay, so I know this is an uncircumcised one. I don't know if this is erect. This is like a sort of moodier one. I'm not a size queen or anything, but this is very short. This is a big round lollipop dick. Oh. It's like, yeah, he's like, I don't know what this is. Curve. I mean, I guess he could be tugging his own ball sack, right? But it seems like he might be fingering his butthole. Makes me wonder what he could do with that. Yes! Yes! This is the one I would want to receive. I don't believe it's real because it's too good. This one I'm sure is real. So guys, women are complicated, and even though like you think you're just sending a picture of your penis, like we're constantly like trying to put together the clues about you, the man behind the dick. But your wieners are fine.
Put your dick out there and be fucking proud of it. If you sent it, you meant it.
Mystery's gone. I guess people don't want mystery anymore. I'd rather be surprised.
Should the elderly sex? Yes, but just keep it to themselves.
People still want to have sex at 50, 60, 70, so it's kind of natural that that would happen. I wouldn't do it myself.
No. Nope. Let's just nip that right there. Nope. Nope. They can send emails. I mean, come on.
It's been my experience with elderly people that they really can't even get to their contacts, you know, in their phone very well, so.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. They need it more than anyone.
Who the hell wants to look at an elderly?
No. Nope. Email. Stick with email.
I don't know if Viagra, you know, people who should have been not having sex for a long time, like should have been done, retired from having sex, all of a sudden having sex.
And, you know, they leave things around, you know, so their phone's gonna be left around, you know, you don't want like the grandkids to find the phone and then it's like, ugh.
If you're an old person and you have a cell phone and you know how to text, yeah, go ahead, knock yourselves out.
Look, we got parental blocks all over the world. I think it's about time we put some grandparental blocks on some things, and sexting might be the first and foremost to put it on.
Some guys are going, hey, look at this, it's going to work, it's going to work, and the woman's going, that might be going to work, but my pussy's retired, so I'm sorry, he's gonna have to call in sick.
Email at maximum, maybe a family picture send, but sexting, no way, no one wants to see those wrinkle sticks.
You can't make don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me sexy. You can't.
No, well, you know, with Viagra, I suppose, you know, why should they be left out of it? But that's like putting a new flagpole on a condemned building. I mean, what the fuck?
Breaking news just into our newsroom in New York City. The New York mayoral candidate Anthony Weiner now admits he sent additional explicit photos and texts to a woman online.
Over the past few years, I have engaged in several inappropriate conversations conducted over Twitter, Facebook, email, and occasionally on the phone with women I have met online.
What about the gods opening up the clouds and giving us that one? But it was just so easy that you couldn't even touch it. No pun intended.
Anthony Weiner, perfect example. Sent a picture of himself to somebody he really didn't know and had conversations with that person electronically. He didn't know him, and look what happens.
He tried to, as far as I can remember, he tried to deny that it was him, and then people were like, well, he's got to have a big dick. He's like, oh yeah, that is me, that is me.
The craziest part of the whole Anthony Weiner thing is,
The guy never met you face to face.
No, he never met
I've
me.
had more contact with you already. You had to say to yourself, this guy is one sick puppy, right?
Oh, totally, especially after the first scandal had already happened.
Brett Favre, same thing.
Jen Sturger, the New York Jets TV host, caught up in a sexting scandal with Brett Favre. It was all investigated by the NFL last fall. They concluded Jen did nothing wrong, but fined Favre $50,000 for failing to fully cooperate with the probe.
Oh my God, you guys saw Brett Favre's dick pic? He had fucking Crocs on and his dick was not even hard. That's the worst thing you can do, is be wearing Crocs and have a small dick.
Before sexting, Congressman Foley had an instant message conversation with a page where he said things, stupidly thinking that instant message conversations just sort of disappear when you're done, not knowing that the person was copying and pasting everything that he said. He lost his job.
It turns out that James Franco was trying to pick up a teenager on Instagram. In case you haven't heard, the Oscar-nominated actor was busted for flirting with a 17-year-old.
You can hear him saying to the girl, tag me on Instagram and that, because he obviously thought she was hot and wanted to be able to find where this person was. Then they Instagram message back and forth, and then it flowed into texts. And then he said, well, do you want me to come over?
I'm embarrassed, and I guess I'm just a model of, how social media is tricky. I use bad judgment, and I learned my lesson.
I think we need to manage our expectations of celebrities and politicians a little bit better. The reality is that these people are humans, they're people. We need to have realistic expectations on their behaviors. I think we expect people in those positions to be almost inhuman sometimes, and then we shame them for these behaviors, and I think this should be looked at as a symptom of our culture.
Hollywood actress Eva Longoria caught her NBA husband sexting. Sexting can lead to divorce just like cheating leads to divorce, and as a matter of fact, sexting might be used as evidence in a divorce case.
Sure. Sounds good.
How does eggplant parmesan sound? LOL.
Okay, shit.
LOL, whatever you like.
This just doesn't work.
Come on, that is a foul, clearly. Eggplant is fine.
Again, with the eggplant.
Yes, eggplant is fine.
Wait, to add attention?
Add attention? Yes, it will.
Oh, sorry, too late. I think I just started my period.
Okay. It's gonna be fun to deal with that later.
One of the things that we've already started to see in this era of electronic communication is that some people, for some reason, don't pay attention to the possible problems that can crop up from sending something from your phone to someone else.
I think that one of the problems of this being like such a great tool is that then people will rely on it too much. And then you find that people will end up having almost entire relationships just using this. You lose so much in just sexting because then you don't have like the tone of somebody's voice. You can't tell what someone's feeling. And so those like really simple subtleties are lost. Things get just misconstrued where someone says something, you get a text and you're like, what did that mean? Did he mean it like this or did he mean it like this? And then something gets taken completely out of context and a fight gets started just because of how something's said. You lose the art of actually socializing. People aren't going out as much and you end up doing this really weird thing where you're at home isolating to find somebody.
the exhilaration, the excitement from a possible encounter or to see where something goes far outweighs the threat of danger.
Today, a Nova Scotia woman is speaking out about a tragic tale. She shares her story of her teenage daughter's suicide and the bullying she encountered. Ratea's mother says Ratea experienced months of torment after a revealing photo was circulated. That night, she says 4 boys raped her daughter. While one of the guys was having sex with her, another guy said, take a picture, and she heard the picture click.
What did it show?
It showed a guy having sex with her.
It's scary.
Her story is similar to the case of Amanda Todd, the BC teen who put up a video on YouTube detailing how she was bullied over a graphic photo.
A lot of the messages are not just confined to one person's phone. There may even be a group of people who are sending the messages back and forth, and you don't know really who you're talking to.
I was talking to a guy that I met at a high school football game, and we would just text like every day, like flirt and whatnot. And one night we were texting in like the middle of a conversation, and in the middle of the conversation I got a random text, and it was back when I was younger, so I had a flip phone. And I opened it and it's like, would you like to download the picture message? And so I was like, yeah, totally, download it. And I just got a picture of his, just a full shot of the dick and everything. And I was like traumatized and shocked because I was only in 7th grade and it was the first time I've ever seen a dick, and it was just like gnarly for me.
If you're, say, a teenager or even a preteen, your brain is not completely developed to the sense that you can make a good decision there. And so the kinds of decisions you make are faulty. And so you'll go ahead and go, oh, I think I'll take this picture and send it to somebody. Boom, and it's gone before you've thought about it.
I really don't think the parents are getting involved as much as they should. And I think you have to start young, like 9 and 10, and say, look, don't set yourself up, especially for women. They're jeopardizing themselves.
I wish younger people would not send sex pictures of themselves to each other because of the consequences they cannot yet understand. I'm not a parent, but I used to be a teenager, and I totally get the desire to, am I attractive? What kind of, am I sexy? I mean, because when you're changing, your body's changing, you want to know, am I sexy? What is sexy? And you're still discovering that. My father used to tell me actions have consequences. And when it comes to teenage sexting, actions have consequences that they can't even contemplate because they don't have any experience. It's not that they're smart, they just don't know enough to know what the consequences can be. Forget mom being mad at me. And yet all the horror stories that this picture got spread around, the girl got slut-shamed, it still doesn't seem to stop young people because it's not going to happen to them. The magical thinking, the invincible shield of being 16.
It's got to sink in that people don't care, and they're going to send those pictures to whoever they want to. And that's what sets people up for bullying.
You really don't want kids under the age of 18 sexting because then it's child pornography, and that's illegal. And it's also not healthy because they're not at a developmental level to be able to handle it. And also, kids younger than 18 tend to be much more free about distributing messages to everybody, all their friends, and you really don't want naked pictures of you or nasty talk to get spread to a bunch of teenagers. It's probably not a good thing.
If you take a clever picture and it's one wrong button, and you're in big trouble. I mean, it doesn't even go to the NSA. It goes to your Aunt Lorraine, who doesn't like those pictures.
I think that anytime we talk about teenagers or children and sexuality, it becomes such a taboo subject. But the reality is our sexuality develops since we're very small children. Some people really have difficulty talking to their children about sex, and that's a cultural issue as well. We need more support with parents. We need to teach them how to talk about sex to their kids, how to appropriately give their kids technology. Are these kids being monitored? A lot of kids come home from school and they sit on their computers with no supervision. They have cell phones, the parents aren't watching, and then trouble happens.
Well, especially to the girls, I don't think the message is communicated enough that they can say no.
I think that the emphasis of abstinence or abstaining from sexualized conversation with teenagers and children only hurts us. It doesn't help us. So let's talk about it. Why are these kids doing it? Their sex drives are going up. They're going through adolescence. The reality is that they're becoming sexual humans. How do we deal with that and teach these kids responsibility with what they're doing? Are their parents monitoring their phones? You know, it's up to the parents to monitor and teach these children how to conduct themselves. That's the issue.
Parents have called it dangerous, and new tonight, a West Michigan sex offender is speaking out about the app called Kik.
Wow, I can be whoever I want to be. I can get anybody I want. I can achieve my sexual glorification through this app. That's when I said, you know what, I have to stop this. Please make sure to take Kik off your kid's phone.
Our thinking is still stuck back in the pre-internet days that if we say something to somebody, if we send a picture to somebody, it's private between the two of us. It's not private. In fact, nothing's private. We have a really sort of uneasy relationship with this concept of privacy. It's sort of an exchange here. We've exchanged privacy for the ultimate connectivity. We're willing to give up our privacy so that we can stay connected anywhere, anytime, to whoever, whenever, whatever. That's the new World Wide Web. If you post something on Facebook and you decide 5 seconds later, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and you delete it, somebody may very well have copied it down, tweeted it, reposted it, shared it, whatever, and there's no guarantee of privacy. In fact, one of the rules in this world right now is nothing is private.
My advice to a friend sending a naughty picture would probably be not to do it. It's not really a good idea, especially if it's not someone that you know. Like, I've only ever sent pictures of myself in a revealing situation to my boyfriend, someone who I know is not going to share that with anybody. If she's not going to share that with someone that she trusts that much, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Don't put your face in it, because you don't know where it's going to go. And seriously, think about and know identifying features. So if you have a very distinctive hand jewelry, take off the jewelry. Make sure you're in front of a plain background. That could be any place. Not, oh my God, that's Sally's kitchen. I totally recognize that magnet her mother brought her back from Barcelona. Bad.
Make her send you the picture first. Easy as that. Just make sure she sends you the picture first. Because if she sends you the picture first, and then you send her a dick pic, and she tries to go viral with that, you got some backup plan, go viral with her naked picture. Easy as that.
Often what happens is you break up with someone, the breakup is nasty, the person who's hurt the most then sends off the nasty pictures, and boom, you're in real trouble.
I come from a really small town, and things got around really quickly. And I just remember one girl sent a photo of herself, like a full nude with her face in it, to a guy that she liked in our high school, and immediately then, like that morning, everyone had it. So I kind of learned my lesson vicariously through her, that I was like, maybe I should be more careful about this.
That cock shot or those nude shots can incriminate you later. So if someone breaks up with you and wants to show them to all their friends or send them to your job or anything like that, you've got to be concerned with that.
I mean, I know some people would say like, well, don't let them, film your face. But that's hard when you're giving a blowjob.
You hear a lot of stuff about people's pictures getting put online and things like that. Actually, somebody stole some of my pictures and put them on a Craigslist thing, and they were trying to act like they were me with my pictures. A friend of mine showed it to me, and I'm like, wow, that is me. But they blacked out my eyes with a black bar. It's interesting.
My first piece of advice would be don't show your face. Because you could end up on a website, ex-girlfriend revenge, the dirty, you could end up somewhere you don't want to be. So always make sure when you're sexting to maybe not show your face.
When you put these photos out there, there's a chance that it's going to end up on the internet. And I've had a bunch of girls send me some naked photos. I've even recorded a sex tape, but I've deleted them now because I don't want the stigma of being responsible for a girl having her naked photos posted on the internet. I mean, it's one thing for me to look at it, but a million horny guys looking at her, I don't think that's what she signed up for when she sent me her tits. A man accused of setting up a revenge porn site is now facing extortion charges.
It's a site where people would basically put up like inappropriate pictures of their exes, like sex texting and that kind of thing.
Hunter Moore is a 26-year-old web renegade, and his website, Is Anyone Up?, was designed for public humiliation on a scale only the internet can offer.
They could come to my site, submit all the pictures that you sent in a sext,
and along with your Facebook or your Twitter, your LinkedIn, or any kind of social networking profile that you had, and we would link it directly to that.
Officials released a 15-count indictment against Moore that said he and a co-conspirator hacked into victims' computers and stole new photos. A month before that, the FBI arrested Kevin Christopher Baliert, who operated YouGotPosted.com. He was charged with conspiracy, identity theft, and extortion.
She had never sent the picture to anyone. She had taken the pictures alone in her room with her cell phone in the mirror and sent them through her email to get them to her computer because she wanted to save them. And one was topless, but she had over 100 closed pictures in that batch.
The photos came from ex-boyfriends or were hacked. All of them included the woman's full name, location, age, and Facebook profile link. When women would complain, they were sent to Bowler's other site.
Bowler then charged the woman up to $350 to have the photos removed through a second website called ChangeMyReputation.com.
There was a situation where I was in a not a long distance relationship, but I was traveling a lot. And we had a very rocky relationship. There wasn't a lot of trust, and we were just sort of, breaking up on and off all the time, and it wasn't the best. Our relationship was lacking a lot of, love, passion, and respect, unfortunately. I wish things could have been different, but they weren't. However, every now and then he would ask me to send a picture of myself to him, and I'd just be like, oh babe, I look like crap, I don't have makeup on, I look gross, I feel gross, I'm tired, I'm just gonna go to bed, something like that. And then I would get a text message back saying, I know that you probably just don't love me, you're probably with somebody else. And that was the kind of guilt trip I would get, and I'd just be like, click, here you go, babe.
I was dating a guy for a year. We moved really fast. I moved in with him. And, even we didn't sex before we even got into the relationship. That wasn't even part of it. We didn't even have sex until a few months into our relationship. But once I felt more comfortable, I was like, why not? I literally sent him just a ton of, photos of me while he was at work and stuff like that.
I ended up on a revenge site for exes. It's one that's specifically designed for people to submit pictures of their exes or just people that, they have beef with and of their private parts. Your social media addresses are up there. They can't put your phone number, they can't put your address and things like that up there, but they can put photos of your face, photos of your body, and then they can give a little description and say anything that they want about you, anything at all.
After we broke up, he made a fake profile of me online and actually showed all of my nude photos and sent them out to everyone, my family members, my friends, and basically just everyone on there. It was just really humiliating for me, especially after finding that out. I was getting texts from different people saying oh, we received your, your photos and stuff. I was in love with this guy. I trusted him with everything when I sent those photos as well. I didn't even think that after we broke up that he would, make that profile and put those photos up there.
At the time I was out of town, and when I kept getting all these links from people, these strange men on Facebook, and they were telling me that my pictures were up there, I wanted to die. I just couldn't believe that this had happened to me, and now my life was over, and people were, not gonna take me seriously. I won't ever have a future with a guy who will take me seriously now. I called a couple of friends and talked to them so that they could talk me off the ledge. Not that it was actually going to kill myself, but it was something I was contemplating.
I honestly, after that situation, I locked myself in my room for days at a time. I didn't want to go out and stuff like that. But I think if you're in high school or junior high, you have to show up to school and you have to face those people. That emotional toll, I can't even wrap my mind around that.
How am I gonna find love when the man that would want to marry me or be with me has to see that or has to deal with that too?
I have a lady coming to paint kids' faces and do balloon anals. I mean, balloon animals, not balloon anals, OMG. I don't want a balloon anal. You can have a really good job doing a balloon anal from Mexico to Utah.
This is a good one. You should come over and play with my titties. I'm coming over. 5 exclamation points and a big old smiley face. Kitties, I meant kitties. Damn autocorrect, you just ruined my life. That's a big time failure of autocorrect right there. Got his hopes all up. Next thing you know, he's gotten kittens instead of titties. See, that would be my sexting experience. I get it all wrong. I get all excited about the titties. I end up with the kitties. That's why I'm not big into sexting right there.
My God, all I can think about is nuzzling my nose and mouth in your pussy and plunging my cocoa in your honey bowl. I like that cocoa was the problem that they had with this one. Like, honey bowl, no problem with that. And nuzzling my nose into your pussy, plunging my cock into your honey bowl, honey bowl, honey bowl, I can't.
No, seriously, tie me down. I also want some sort of pie. Like dessert pie. Can we also use whipped cream? I'll tie you down and rub cherry pie all over you. I'm gonna shove a cheesecake so deep inside you, you'll moo.
Now I realize why I feel off kilter. Why? My office cock has not been adjusted for the time change. OMFG, my office dock. Ha ha ha.
Mom, so. Hi, Dan. Guess what? The deer are in the backyard. I just fed one of them out of my vagina. Ignore that last sentence. I just fed one of the deer out of my vagina. Out on my veranda. My phone won't let me spell it. LOL, be careful, Mom. Okay, a couple of things about this one. She typed it twice. She meant to say vagina, right? 2, no one says veranda. This isn't 15th century Italy. You don't have a veranda, you have a fucking porch.
Don't do too much today. Stay home and rest. I left orange juice and chicken soup in the fridge. And I put tissues by the bed in case you need to blow your load. Love, Mom. God, that is just such a great mom. Happy Mother's Day to her.
I do absolutely use my cell phone to interact with my fans. I use social media and I take pictures on my cell phone for them.
Use Twitter.
Absolutely use Twitter. I get the most comments and interaction from my fans when I take selfies as opposed to professional pictures from my shoots.
Hey guys, it's Summer Brielle and I am here on set shooting some brand new sexy stuff for you. Hope you like my little outfit.
You know, if I'm on set or if I am, you know, out of the shower, I like to take little teaser pictures and, you know, post them on Twitter. And, you know, I like to get in on the, you know, what is it, Thirsty Thursdays and, you know, Wet Wednesdays and all that fun stuff. I've noticed that there's something about the personal interaction of the selfies is guys love them. I mean, I hope they beat their little brains out to them. I mainly get asked for selfies by fans. No one who knows me in person has ever been like, hey, can I have a pic? But, you know, I think for a fan, it's personal. It's something that I, you know, probably made just for them.
I feel like social media sometimes are haters against us girls in the adult industry because of the racy things that some people, they don't follow guidelines and stuff. But then you get fans that have like, either me getting fucked or something as their Abby, and I'm like, how do you get away with this? Or they'll send you a dick picture, and I'm like, how do you get that? And I get flagged or reported. Life of a porn star. What are you gonna do?
I think that cell phones have impacted, and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook have impacted the adult industry in a huge way. And I think definitely having personal interaction with our fans and them feeling like they can connect with us more personally is more important than ever, and it's only gonna be more important. It's not gonna back away from that. A more intimate relationship with our fans is a result of cell phones, and I think it's only gonna grow more in that direction.
I have Snapchat that I've used. It's fun to send the little videos, but I actually work with a company that sells access to my Snapchat. So that was my first time ever using it.
Hi, this is Nikki Warning. Are you gonna play with me later?
You know, I try to create content, you know, that goes with that, you know, half kind of getting to know me better and half that's just dirty. And it's kind of hot. It's kind of hot being, you know, being able to take your phone and be like, oh, I got 10 seconds. What's the naughtiest thing I can do in 10 seconds with my phone?
Yeah, Insta DM has definitely made a lot of dick pics happen in my life the last couple months. So I've seen some interesting things, to say the least. And the funny part with that is that they can actually see when you see your picture, but I never comment back, which is hilarious. And they're always like, come on, I know you saw it. And I'm like, I don't care, just laughing at you.
Sometimes you might correspond with someone that you may never meet. So it's really fun to, have that person you text once a day, something dirty, and then, you go on with your life. You're not expecting to actually meet this person. You don't have a planned date where you're gonna meet this person and have sex with this person, but you might have a couple times a day that you text this person. He may be in another country, she may be in another country.
Always constantly posting pictures on Twitter and Instagram, but mostly Twitter, nude ones, especially right before I'm gonna do Skype shows and or I'm gonna jump on cam and stuff. But yeah, I'm always posting sexy pictures.
Just in the shower, in the bathtub. I'm about to get all nice and wet for you. Just thought that you would appreciate a little video.
I had Snapchat before, but I got rid of it because the only person that was Snapchatting me was my best friend, and she was Snapchatting me pictures of food all the time, so it didn't work out.
There's no more innuendo, there's no more romance, flirtation. It's right in your face, it's right on your phone, and you can show your buddies.
We've just evolved now, We've evolved to a retina display that can show intricate details and you can really make out what a penis looks like and what comes out of it.
A new app called Sex with Google Glass is set to hit your face in the near future, and the makers hope you'll indulge as a way to see sex from a new perspective.
What are those things on your face?
Oh, this is Google Glass. You want to try them?
Absolutely. Okay. That's pretty cool. What type of apps are you guys doing for this?
Quantify everything.
Even Ashley Madison has its own casual sex finder app. And I think what that shows is a shift in the online dating market. So is it gonna be too much of a surprise to see eHarmony, to see Match, or even JDate start their own mobile dating apps based off of location and NFC capabilities? Not at all. And in order to keep paid users, they're gonna have to evolve to where their users are now going.
I think I read recently that it's 1 in 8 couples that marry meet from online dating sites, which is pretty extraordinary. Literally, there's something for everybody out there. There's so many people that were out there that felt like there was something wrong with them because they felt like they didn't know there was no one else like them out there. And now they can go online and they can type in whatever their fetish is or their kink or something, and they can find like-minded people.
Hinge, Scout, and even Pure allow people to find casual sex, BDSM hookups, threesomes, and a host of other things that fit their sexual needs. The recession is over, the economy is coming back, people have been restricted in what they spend, what they indulge in, and we're about to get a little bit more hedonistic these days.
Technology and sexuality really go hand in hand, and I think the bigger question is the chicken or the egg. Is the technology there and it causes people to behave more sexually, or are we sexual people and the technology is being created to cater to our sexuality?
When we used to look at technology use, we used to think that there would eventually, to any technology, there would become a backlash and people would start to use it too much and then go, oh no, that's enough. And yet we haven't seen that with any of the major technologies.
I text with a lot of people. Women have never sent me, like, what are they called, emoticons or emojis? Is that what they're called, emojis? Women don't send emojis, dudes send emojis, which is really disturbing. I don't like them. I think they're weird, and they definitely should not be involved in a sext situation. Like, my boyfriend sends me eggplants. Purple eggplants, as if he has a big black dick. It's like, you don't have an eggplant. Like, I like you and everything, but you're Canadian. Like, there's no eggplants involved in this.
Okay, so this is like the Rorschach test of emojis.
Let's get drunk and make out and listen to music at the beach? I really don't know what that is.
That's like, I'm gonna get you drunk, take you to a Michael Bolton concert, and fuck you while the sun goes down.
Let's drink, let's fuck to music till the sun comes up.
Don't whine while I'm having sex with you.
Sexy time? That's what I said.
That's the sexy. Why didn't they just write fucking sexy time?
Sexy time, okay. Oh, I get it. Well, where's the wine?
That's a lot of blowjobs. All I can tell is just that's a lot of blowjobs. Is that what it is? It's a lot of blowjobs?
Oh, that's an O face. You had 5 orgasms. Good for you. That's
5 faces of people that, you know what? I know what that is. You see what that is? 5 people with their mouth going, what the fuck are you talking about? I can't believe this is horrifying. That's what that says.
Blowjob.
Blowjob? It's a fucking job to fucking figure out what that says.
All right, now I see those 2 peaches again. Is somebody clapping? Make it clap. Make it clap. That thing where they put their butts together? Or the single butt, one butt. Is that it?
Okay, double asshole, double penetration, double penetration. Let's DP and then pray.
Okay, now this is 2 peaches and a fortune cookie. Is that a fortune cookie? 2 hands. Oh, those are 2 hands. You know, who the fuck thought that up? I mean, Jesus, second base. Why don't they just put a fucking baseball diamond and put a base in second base? I mean, why 2 peaches? It's the end of the world, you know.
Is that a piece of pizza? Because if it is, I'm in with the purple dick. I would eat the pizza before I took care of the dick. That's what I would do.
Now here's my old friend, the eggplant. Every time's a good time when your shit's out.
Good sex.
Good sex. Do people believe this?
Good sex. Okay, you know what? Some people keep it simple, you know. It seems like it would be quicker to just write good sex.
That's a smiley happy face, but also the tongue looks like a lady's vagina, so eating a girl out, it's eating 5 girls out. It's 5 happy vaginas.
That one saying make sure you bathe before we bump and then bathe afterwards again. They must be Catholic.
Wash your pussy before I stick my eggplant in that big fucking tub of yours. You know what? I'm gonna take a bath with an eggplant up my ass.
Tub, dick, pussy, shower. Oh, piss on me.
All right, now you're getting into my wheelhouse. There's a hand clapping and a horse. This is some Alabama shit.
Nope. Whatever it is, I'm not doing it. Looks like there was a horse in the situation.
There's an eggplant, a peach, a party hat, a star. You know what? I'm going to tell you what this means. This means I'm so fucking stupid that I can't call somebody up and say, listen, I want to have sex with you. I have to send you a bunch of fucking hieroglyphics, hoping that you can understand what I'm saying to you. And if you do, then you're just as fucking stupid as I am, and we should not have kids.
I would say now that I've started to enjoy sexting, I'm definitely well on my way to becoming addicted to it.
I'm addicted to sexting. I am.
Why do you think that?
Because I do it a lot and I have fun with it and I enjoy it.
I'm not addicted, but I probably would do it once a week. I probably have to say do it once a week. Is that an addict?
I think so. If there's a term of addiction and if it's not a drug, it would be that.
So would you say you're addicted to sexting?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So why? Why would you say that? It's easy money.
I wouldn't say I'm addicted to sexting. I think there's a lot of people out there who have worse addictions than I do.
I'm not addicted to sexting. I could go without sexting, but I definitely couldn't tweet without sexting, so I don't know. I guess I might have to admit my addiction right here and now.
Addiction is a biochemical issue. It's the brain's need for dopamine. And so we see, for example, with video game players that they play to get a squirt of dopamine in their head to make them feel pleasure.
The internet itself is neural stimuli. It can ensnare you in a dopamine loop. Whether you're on something as simple as Pinterest, which you pin and react and act, and you're falling down a rabbit hole because it's stimulating your mind.
An addiction is only an addiction if it's interfering with other parts of your life. When we talk about sexting or any technology, there's really no disorder for technological addiction. We suggest that people take breaks from their devices, even turn them off for a while. Definitely not have them on in the middle of the night so that you're not getting alerts and rings, while you're sleeping. And during the day, try to minimize the number of times that you're checking your phone.
If it's not a problem, don't treat it as a problem. So if people are sexting and there's no negativity about it in their lives and they're happy about it, it's not something that needs to be focused on.
If sexting makes you feel pleasure and you're doing it because you constantly need that replenishment of pleasure, but you can only get it through sexting, then it's problematic. And so if you're addicted to the sexting part, that's not a good thing, because that means you're probably not carrying it over into your sexual relationship, and it's a tool in and of itself. For many people, particularly their smartphone is an object of obsession. We're noticing in our research that more and more people are carrying their phone in their hand all day long. Not relegating it to their pocket anymore, but carrying it close at hand so they can feel that buzz, that vibration, so they can get it immediately. What we're really seeing as a race being totally consumed by our ability to connect to another person through a little box that we carry 24/7, 365.
Saat ini aku sedang berjalan-jalan ke masa depan, pakai roket sampai roblai, dompet macet, tetap ngefly. Tak peduli kamu anggap aku ini sampah, tapi jangan lupa sampah itu apa. Bisa didaur ulang, bisa hasilkan uang, dan juga bisa hamilin kamu. Berawal dari gunung berbintang, saat itu ku ajak kamu kencan, ku tembak kamu, kau anggap aku teman. Dasar menyebalkan, kau pemberi harapan. Palsu, palsu, dasar cintamu palsu, 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 pemberi harapan. Palsu, 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 dasar cintamu palsu, 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 pemberi harapan. Palsu. Ku pernah jatuh cinta pada wanita, nggak usah sebut nama, itu nggak guna, lumayan punya muka. Pernah kan Cina tinggal di Surabaya dan punya banyak harta, tapi sekarang dia sudah ada yang punya. Banyak cowok yang suka, tapi aku nggak apa-apa. Dulu katanya cinta, katanya pengen nikah, Surabaya dan Jogja. Punya banyak kisah, mulai dari bobok bareng sampai cipok-cipokan, dari 0-0 sampai akhir pertandingan. Ku kuasai medan kayak gelandang, menyerang dari atas sampai bawah, sapu rata abang raba. Sekarang aku sama dia, ceritanya udahan, bukannya nggak sayang, doi yang mulai duluan. Suka curigaan, nuduh yang bukan-bukan, asem aku ogah, nona cukup sudah. Palsu, palsu, dasar cintamu palsu, 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 pemberi harapan. Palsu, 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 dasar cintamu palsu, 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 pemberi harapan. Palsu. Sudah lama kita jadi teman, tapi tidak pernah bicara perasaan. Kau buat dadaku merasa deg-degan saat kita saling berduaan. Sudah sering kali ku coba katakan soal rasa ini, jangan ditanyakan, tulus dari hati, bukan sekedar bualan. Aku tak berdalih, nona cinta sampai mati, tapi tunggu dulu, kau bukan untukku, itu yang kau mau. Aku cuma jadi ojek.